Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts, Danny and Juice. How you doing tonight, Juice?
I'm feeling lucky.
Oh,
Feeling lucky, Danny. I doubled down, double or nothing, and I won. It was a good weekend.
well,
Good times.
we'll get into that later. I don't know if you won. I don't know if either one of us won technically, but it was a great night. I loved it. We will get into that tonight. Tonight's going to be a little different for those that usually join us. Before we talk about tonight, though, let's pay our bills. If you haven't already done so, please throw us a sub down below. We're trying to get back to 30 out of 30. That was one of the best months of our lives. We would love to get to that again. That'd be great, especially going into the summer. We need some cooling. I need some fans down here. I'm stuck in a basement. I'm going to sweat myself out. It's going to be terrible. So help me out. Ooh. And if you haven't...
Danny's not wearing pants.
What? Don't say that. I am.
Continue.
Let me just fix my camera so no one can see. Perfect. All right.
Aha.
And if you haven't heard them before, thank you to Accept the Win for being the official band of the podcast. You hear them before, during, and after the show. If you want to check out their music videos, go on YouTube. Accept the Wind. They are fun. A couple weeks ago, we had Luke from Accept the Wind on the show doing a tour with us. So please. Check him out. Thank you, Harley, for subscribing. That's their 6th month in a row. And thank you, Jay DeFalco, for just subscribing. That's their 18th month in a row. You guys are awesome. Love hearing you guys every week. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. Hype train incoming.
Hype train. So, usually, if you're here on Thursdays, we have trivia, which we're still going to do tonight. And then we do our 10 and 10. We're going to do what I'm going to call a loose tit tonight. All right, ooh. Not a tight 10 and 10, not a tight tit at all. And then we're gonna do our Clash in Italy predictions. No other segment tonight. We figure since we were live and we had the meet and greet, there's a lot to talk about from Double or Nothing. So we're gonna really just spend a lot of time talking tonight. If you guys have any questions, let us know.
Then quick pause because we didn't talk about it beforehand. But are we not predicting the all-in card tonight? Are we doing that tonight then?
Oh, that's right. I don't have a thing for that. I can make one. I can make one.
I already had it made, but it's fine. We can do it next week.
Perfect. No, if you have it made, then we'll do that too. I forgot about it. Yeah, I'm not going to lie.
Honestly, we can see how time goes. If we feel like we're getting long, we can push it to next week. At the end of the world.
All right. If the tit's really sagging, then we'll wait till next week. No problem.
Well, we have a lot to talk about. We were at the pay-per-view. It was an awesome experience. We didn't want to limit ourselves to 10 minutes to get through everything. If we miss anything, please throw it in chat. We're not on the clock.
I know we kind of talked about it, but just because I want to literally just talk about it for the rest of the night after we're done with everything, can we do the predictions after trivia so we just get those out of the way and then just spend the rest of this time talking about Double or Nothing? Because I think that's just gonna be a fun talk, and I don't want to ruin it by talking about WWE shit.
Yeah, all right. We're not even going to talk about it. We're going to flash. We already made our predictions.
We're not going to flash you guys. All right. He already said I don't have pants on. Then he said we're going to flash. We're not flashing you. Yeah,
guys. we're just going to flash the predictions. Forget the Clash predictions.
The camera froze on you. Fake flashing.
I'm being censored. I will not be denied. Yeah. So. We already made the predictions off air. We're gonna put them on the screen.
We have to, Keverlass, just for the integrity of the show. Come on now.
It's all right. We'll move along. All right, trivia time. Hit me.
All right, so trivia. I had a question lined up after MJF won the World Championship for the 3rd time this past Sunday, and then when I thought about it, I figured the answer would be way too obvious. So the original question was going to be, out of the 8 wrestlers who have won 3 world titles under 30, who was the youngest to do so? And then you, of course, would have known the answer would have been, oh, maybe not.
Well, on the list is either Brock or Randy, but you're saying who did all 3 the quickest?
Yes. Oh, no, the youngest, who won his 3rd championship at the youngest age.
Yeah, so the quickest.
I guess No, because quickest, they could have won all 3 within a year. That would be quicker than winning them throughout.
All right, either way, it would have been the youngest age. I get. We're saying the same thing.
Yes.
I guess it was Randy. Randy's probably what I would have said.
I should have counted this. It was Brock Lesnar.
It was Brock. I knew it was one of the 2. I couldn't remember how many Brock won after the first one.
This is going to be fucked up now. Now I want to ask you the real question. You're going to get it right. I'm going to get upset. I'm going to give myself a point if you get this question right anyway. So it's going to be either way. I'm having 2 points tonight. Anyway.
What the hell?
So my next question then, and I always try to ask questions from when at least you watched moving forward so so it's not messed up. In WWE, what year has had the most world title changes? Or WWE / world title. No, it's not just world title. Because some people think like the World Heavyweight Championship.
So by default, it's one of the years when there were 2 belts existing.
No. I'm not saying it's the world champ. I just didn't want you being confused and thinking it's only the World Heavyweight Championship. Just what year?
I am confused now.
What year had the most world title changes in WWE?
So are you talking just the WWE Championship?
Either or.
So, well, then by default, it would be one of the years where 2 belts existed. That's what I'm getting at.
You would think, but maybe it's not.
Okay. That's a crapshoot question. Let's see. I know you're saying it's when I was watching, so it's no earlier than 98, but I started end of 98. It's not in either recent years because the belts, freaking everyone holds them for a year minimum now. Yeah, I'm gonna be here all night thinking year by year. I can't do that. I'm just gonna go.
You know what? Just to make sure we're clear, because now I'm nervous that it's. We'll say WWE title only, just to make sure we're clear about it.
The WWE. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. That's why I was thinking. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with the earlier years because I figured they were hot shotting more then. I'm gonna say 99. It's probably one of the earlier years. I know it's not the more recent ones. Yeah, I'll say 99.
This is what I told you, folks. I should have said the first question because he was gonna do this shit like he always does.
Did I get it?
Get it right randomly out of fucking nowhere. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous bullshit. I forgot to put up the numbers. That's how upset I was. So originally it was 16-1. So he got that one right because he's a son of a bitch.
Put it up.
And then I got the world title one right. So I'm putting it 17-2. We both got it right tonight. Congratulations.
I mean, it was, again, an educated guess. I didn't know it. Wait, what do you get that one out of there? What is this? That question didn't count. Bush League. So how many was it in 99? How many times?
11. Funny enough, it's 11 or 12 depending on what site you look at, but it's still the most because second place was 9, so it's not like you would have tied or anything with second place. But some people say 11, some people say 12. I don't know if they count the One-Day McMahon one because he relinquished it. So I think that's the one that some people are having trouble counting. I don't know why though, because he still won it.
I counted. He won it, and then somebody else won it.
I say 12. Some people might say 11, but I say 12.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't count it going to vacant as a title.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd count it going from Vince to whoever won after that, but exactly. I digress. So what was the second place year? I know you said 9 times, but what year was that?
2000. Oh, it was tied 2009 and 2011.
You know, it's funny. I figured it was the mid years, around that time. Or early, so I was between those eras, but I honestly had no idea. I just guessed 99 because I know Attitude Era was more exciting of just let's just do this, let's do that, let's do this.
Yeah,
Foley
pretty much
won it,
nothing after nothing after 2016-17 had more than 5.
Doesn't surprise me. Yeah, good question.
Crazy.
Yep.
All right, fun stuff. So next up, again, usually we go with with our 10 and 10, but say we're going to do our Clash in Italy predictions real quick because we don't want to spend that much time on them. So let me pull them up really quick. Where did I put them?
I totally forgot the show was this weekend, of course, because
I did too because I didn't care.
I just didn't even. Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's one of the big 4 pay-per-views, Danny, according to Cody Rhodes.
Stop it. Ridiculous.
Huge show.
Ridiculous. Anyway, so these are the matchups. Besides one, I'm pretty confident on all of them. This is one of the first times WWE-wise that we're pretty split, which is going to be interesting. And I'll explain to you my reasons, and then we'll talk about it. And then SmackDown might change everything for me anyway, because who knows what we'll see on SmackDown. So, first up, we have the undisputed WWE title match, Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. That was, for those of you who've not been watching, a really confusing segment they had last week where, as Juice falls asleep, the really confusing segment last week where they had Gunther, who's been challenging for the belt, come out for a contract signing. He refused to sign it because Cody Rhodes said mean things about him, so he wanted an apology. Since he didn't sign it, then Royce Keys came out to sign it because apparently it's not just a Gunther contract, it's an open contract. I don't know, man. It was very strange. Didn't enjoy it. He's pulling out packs. I hate you. So you pick Cody Rhodes, I pick Cody Rhodes. Any questions there? Or any comments from you?
No, it's going to be Cody.
It's going to be Cody, no question there. Women's title match, you have Rhea Ripley defending against Jade Cargill, another WrestleMania rematch. That's a nice card with Britt Baker. Yeah, obviously Rhea Ripley. I don't think they've really done anything to build up Jade, and there's no reason to give it back to her. Moving on to the first disagreement of the night, we have the tribal combat for the world title, where you have Roman Reigns defending against Jacob Fatu. So from the way they've set everything up with this tribal combat, can you move your right hand over a little more because it got blocked by to the left more? Yeah, there you go. Nice. Dope.
This by the way, this is perfect. Like Gen Z, like we're doing two things at once.
I love it. I'm not mad about it at all.
The kids watching can just like watch me or watch you at the same time doing two different things. We should get what's that game? Subway Surfer.
Oh God,
on the side.
ridiculous.
All right, sorry, continue.
So this one, I'm back and forth on. This is the one I'm back and forth on because what's his face is just wrapped up with Hog Wrestling, so he's probably going to debut this weekend with one of these guys. They've set this up tribal combat where Fatu's on an island by himself, and you have Roman Reigns and the Usos, but enough people have put like stuff in the Usos' ears where maybe they turn on Roman, go with Fatu, maybe this guy comes in, and that's where I'm kind of not sure. If this guy comes in, just whose side is he going to be on, because that's going to determine who wins the match.
All right, so you really think Jacob's going to get it, though? You think they're going to give him the time, the moment? I find that interesting.
World title. Because usually, like the world title is what they test with some of the guys that they're not sure about, and then they give them the WWE title if like they really want to push them.
Still a huge.
100%. I'm not saying it's not
huge thing to give him and do for him.
Agreed, especially if you're beating Roman for it.
Yeah, I mean, I forget what Roman's schedule is, how much time he's taking on or off, or if he's around. But like, I just have a hard time seeing it because it's WWE and like every reign. Last
long, I know.
6 months now. Like, belts only change. The main belts only change on like Mania and SummerSlam. So I have a hard time seeing it. Would I appreciate it? Yeah, sure. But I don't see it happening.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it just depends on who, like, if they really are going to give Fatu the bloodline and let him run with it.
So let me ask you a question. If SmackDown ends with Fatu standing tall and getting the upper hand, are you changing your pick?
If SmackDown ends with Fatu staying tall and not attacking the Usos, then I don't change my pick. If he attacks the Usos, I change my pick.
Okay. I have no idea what that even means, but okay.
So, like, if the Usos get involved physically, and he
I
beats
get
the
it. I
shit
understand
out
what
of
you said. I
them,
just don't know the story specific of it. I'm not that in the loop on it. So,
gotcha.
Honestly, Bloodline story, I just do not care.
For sure. Understand that. Next up, we have the Women's Intercontinental rematch. You have Becky Lynch defending against Sol Ruca. We both think Becky Lynch is winning. Sol Ruca, I mean, I watched that match from Saturday Night's Main Event. She still looks kind of green, man. So I don't know. I don't know why they're even doing it.
This is the second time that Sol Ruca's getting a title shot
against Becky.
Against Becky? Okay. And would the first one end with Becky winning clean or a DQ or what?
I totally don't remember.
If anybody in chat knows, let us know. I'm curious because obviously it'd be nice if they did it. I'd applaud it because it'd be nice to give somebody else the shot, but we'll see what happens. Are we blacked out?
Oh, that's me. Yep, there we go. Now we're there. Sorry, I was looking at something.
That's okay. And Harley said DQ. Thank you, Harley.
Yeah, so Lynch pulled the referee in the way of Sol Ruca's finisher and DQ'd her. So there you go.
Okay.
All right. And then last but not least, we have Obafemi versus Brock Lesnar. You think Brock is going to get his match back. Only reason I don't is because I don't think they're doing a third match. I think SummerSlam is going to be against whoever's going to retire him, and I don't think it's going to be Oba retiring him because they would have done that at WrestleMania.
I guess I just question, why do all this, like, where Brock leaves after getting beat and goes away and comes back just to fight him and lose again.
That's fair too. Like,
that's where I have a hard time seeing.
But neither one of them can really afford a loss here, because then why do all that with Oba just to have him lose to Brock?
Well, you could have Brock obviously cheat. I mean, I don't know how in line Brock is with Heyman right now, or if anybody else is involved in the story, any of the wrestlers.
No, it's just those
Brock
two.
and those two.
Yeah.
Like, is the Vision still like involved with Brock and Heyman and all that, or is it just like
the Vision is still involved with Heyman, not with Brock? The Vision was only involved with Brock for that like one match.
And is Heyman with Brock at all, or is it just Brock now?
Well, Heyman was with Brock. Yeah, Heyman's still with Brock.
All right. I mean, they could still get involved.
That's fair
on
too.
Heyman's behalf. Either way, I just listen. I mean, obviously, fuck Bork, but it just seems weird to do all of this to have Brock come back just to lose again. Because what's he gonna do? Take his boots off again and retire in Italy?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Harley says it's almost like they're leading up to Becky versus referee Jessica Carr. Well, apparently she's also a wrestler. I don't know if she's probably not a good one at all, but apparently she also has like a wrestler thing going on.
Yeah, WWE tends to do that with this, and then same thing with Drew and Nick Aldis, where they were like lining up where they looked like they were going to fight eventually. Like, they really like to make it look like their authority figures are going to get in the ring against these guys. If this was Vince McMahon in '99, it would have happened. So we'll see. All right.
Well, yep. Last up, not a numbered card, but it's the nice card in the pack. It's a nice Jon Moxley with the little fireworks going off.
Jon Moxley.
Hold on, let me fix it. There we
go. All right.
Yeah. And those are the 2-packs. See? I got them in for all y'all.
Love it.
All right, so folks, not our 10 and 10. It's the saggy edition. We're letting it all hang out this week, just for you, live after hours. We're going to talk Double or Nothing. Obviously, we could bring out some Dynamite stuff that happened in follow-up to these matches as well. Multitasking Jones messing with your ADHD. If anything, it's probably helping it. Hitting all those worms. Either way. All right, so, Danny, first off, let's thank everybody that attended the SharpSHOOTers meet and greet before the show this week.
It was very nice.
We had some of our loyal followers. We also had some wrestlers from the AEW locker room attend. We'd like to thank Brody King and Vita Coco for sponsoring the meet and greet, being there in attendance. We have some photos we posted on our socials. It was a great time. We had some kids also attend. Nice to get into that demographic. Yes. It was a very successful meet and greet. What did you think? I guess let's just share general experiences. I know you brought the little one. What did they think? That's what I want to hear before we really dive into the show.
I was going to say, I was nervous the entire time. I've never been so nervous of this child's opinion. I don't know why, but like I really just want him to like the show, and like I was so scared that like after the first or second match he'd be like, all right, I'm bored, and like I'd have to leave early, or he'd be like complaining, like nerve-wracking. And then of course, because the first match wasn't doom and boom, and he wanted to go.
Just a quick pause, just to give any of our viewers some added context. This was his second wrestling show ever, correct?
Second wrestling show ever, first AEW, first pay-per-view.
And he's mainly right now a WWE fan.
Yes, sir.
He's also a child. He's young. He's not into. He's only a few months into wrestling.
His parents don't know any better. It's fine.
Yeah. So I just want to give some context there for our viewers watching.
But no, he loved it. From the second we sat down and started watching it, he loved everything. He was into it. He was like very inquisitive about like the setup and stuff. I was telling him the stories. I was trying to tell him the background. He kept asking questions throughout the whole night. I was really happy that the fans around us also weren't annoyed by it. Like they were into it and they were like helping like filling gaps, or if I forgot something, they would turn and like say something. So it was really nice to like just a little community right there to just like help the kid and like talk to the kid and stuff. It was a lot of fun. But he absolutely loved it. The only match he didn't like, just because like for a kid it was not action packed, was Moxley versus O'Reilly. As he gets older, he'll learn to appreciate those kind of matches. That's fine. But for now, that was the only one that he had like a negative pause on. Everything else he ate up. It was great.
Nice. Any personal favorites or highlights? Like what was the
So he
thing?
loved Orange Cassidy.
Okay.
Loves the guy. He's. I might get him that new Orange Cassidy shirt just because he really enjoyed it. Apparently he's a very big Hook fan, or at least he liked the action figure. So that was the action figure he wanted.
Right.
Darby, he was like upset did not win. Once he heard MJF talking, and it was just it's great because like watching a kid like appreciate it kind of brings me back to like when I was a kid. The second he went Knicks, he just sat, he's like, "Boo, shut up!" He just like, "Leave the Knicks alone." He just like got so mad, and he's like, "I hate him." I was like, this is so good. Like I love
All
it.
it takes.
It's so much fun, man. So yeah, he loved everything Darby was doing. He was so sad that we didn't get to see the bald head. Like he really ate it up.
Good. I'm glad he enjoyed it. Did he watch Dynamite?
I have no idea. I did not talk to him last night.
You got to keep him going. You got to keep him on the wheel.
I do. I had a busy day yesterday. I'll double check with him this weekend.
Yeah, a lot of follow-up, a lot of big things happening. All right, so let's start off. First off, the pre-show, the buy-in. Nothing really much too crazy there. It was fine enough. I did not watch the final match. I went to the bathroom. It was better usage of my time.
So I'll say one thing. The seats that I was at, all the seats were really good in the stadium. I like the stadiums they pick. No matter where you sit, like you had a great view of the show. I had a great view of Juice's seat from where I was, and the second the match hit, I looked and it's like Juice just pulled a Danhausen and just disappeared. Like I blinked and Juice was out of his seat, and I was like, "Oh man, where'd you go?" He's like, "I'm looking for something. I'm not wasting my time."
So the Death Riders tag. The bell rang. I got up. I was like, I'm going to the bathroom. That's it. I knew there was only one match left. I knew there was a lot of time. And so bell rang for the Death Riders ending. I got up. I left. I went to the bathroom. And by the time I was walking back down the aisle, Eddie Kingston comes out and shows up. Awesome.
So wait, hold on. Before you get to the Eddie Kingston thing, I don't care about the entire match. The ending though was fucking hilarious because the ending is QT Marshall on the top rope, trying not to get like I forgot what the move was, just trying not to get hit. The kids start spraying water or whatever at whoever
Vita Coco.
Thank you.
Proud sponsor of the
100%. You're correct because the Vita Coco guy came out with them, the little sponsor figure.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So they like splashed them on the top, made them fall. QT got up to go do a move because the top rope was so wet, fell off to the outside, definitely fucked up his leg. I didn't even like look up to see how hurt he was, but like messed himself up. It was so stupid, so ridiculous. It was crazy. Jade Falco says he left so quickly there was a juice-shaped cloud sitting next to me during that match.
It's true.
So continue. Yeah, yes. Then Eddie Kingston comes out.
Well, apparently reports are that QT's okay. He's not
That's
injured.
crazy. The way he felt, the way he looked, I thought he like tore something. Yeah. Good for him, I guess.
I'm not gonna look it up, but I'd almost be curious if it was a planned slip.
Definitely not. The way he
fell,
fell,
water and the sponsorship, I don't know.
The way he fell and the way they were checking on him, like it looked like he actually like messed himself up.
All right. Anybody else in chat that saw it? Did you feel like it was legit, or did it look like it could have been a planned spot? Let us know.
Yeah, if you saw it on TV,
your thoughts. Eddie Kingston though came out, beat everybody up. It was awesome.
No, he didn't. He didn't beat anybody up.
Well, he came out with the backpack and the flailing around and scared everybody away. Sorry.
So that's
I was walking down the steps when it happened. I was just hyped to see him.
So that's one of the things that confused the hell out of me. I was hyped to see him, even though it was a wasted moment because like he could put him in a match or something like that. But he came out to save them from nothing. And that's what kind of annoyed me. At least make it look like they were going to be attacked. All the bad guys were on the outside. All the baby faces were inside cheering. I actually thought he was going to attack the conglomeration or something the way he came into the ring. I was like, wait, who are you going after? Because there's no heels in the ring for you to hit.
Well, it's funny. They came out with Ortiz and Mance Warner, too, who they did as trio in Ring of Honor, which, cool, great. But, like, let's do the trios title match then with conglomeration. Let's get them on TV.
That's what I'm saying. Do something.
That's all. So, in the moment, awesome. Love seeing him. Hopefully he shows up more in the coming weeks and months because Eddie Kingston's awesome and deserves better in AEW.
Yeah.
Now the pay-per-view sorry. Before that, actually, no, we'll save Foley for the bottom.
Foley.
Eddie attacks the Rizzler, gets 100 million views. You know what? I'd watch it. If they did Eddie versus Rizzler 1-on-1 barbed wire match, let's go. Okay, pay-per-view kicks off. We have Cope and Cage starting the night against FTR in an I Quit match / New York Street fight / tag title match. What do you think? You go first.
I mean, between the spot at the end with the fire, which could have been done a little bit better, but safely done. I don't care. Great spot. Loved it. Between Christian Cage's quotes throughout the night, the crowd singing I Banged Your Mother. Like, so many just good memories from this match. It was great. But no, I mean, everything about this match was awesome. I was into it from the beginning. And they did a good job of not, like, taking any downtime. Like, there was always something going on. There was always action, but it wasn't too much stuff at the same time where you couldn't keep up. So it was really, really well paced. I loved every bit of it. The kid was just like, again, because he watches WWE, shocked to see some of the things he saw because he's not used to those weapons. When they pulled out Janice, that's what he calls him, right? Janice? No, that's what Abyss called it. Spiky. Sorry. When he pulled out Spike. No E. When he pulled out Spike, I mean, the kid was like, what is that? Wait, you can use that? Like, he was bugging out. It was so funny. It was awesome.
Cool. Good. I'm glad. Yeah. I dug a lot of it. I liked the top rope coming off. Always adds to some craziness going on with spots. Also helped him do the spear easier.
Yep.
Beth Phoenix showing up was cool. I dug that. What else? Man, singing Cope's theme song special.
It's so much
fun. Seeing them team up, for all we know, for us, the last time ever, live, just awesome, very special. To win the tag belts, awesome moment.
Yep.
Really happy to be there live for that and see that. Crowd popped huge for it. Also, credit to them, because I kept thinking, like, how are they going to pull this match off and do the things they want to do or need to do when Stadium Stampede's happening later on in the night?
Oh, yeah, they did it perfectly. And then you have Darby.
And I also had the realization halfway through the show, and it became apparent why afterwards, that the New York State Athletic Commission banned any blood or fighting in the crowds, which led to no blood on the show. Yeah, and I was wondering, I was like, very interesting that they didn't, no one bled during the I Quit and then during the Stadium Stampede, and then that came out, it all kind of made sense. But hey, they made it work, and it was good. I mean, it didn't hurt the matches. It probably would have elevated them a little bit more, but you're talking like from like a 5 to like a 5.5 if you're doing star rating.
I was gonna say, I Quit match, you feel like should have blood, so maybe that's and Stadium Stampede, like, of course, but like nothing that I'm like, oh man, like no blood really hurt that match so bad. Like, it just sucked, but like it didn't kill it at all.
Yeah, but it was great. Congratulations to Cope and Cage winning the tag titles, and then I loved Dynamite. I loved the segment with the cameras.
When he pulled out the fucking cameras, I was crying. And then he was like legit tired because he couldn't keep running around. And then the PAs were finally like, hey, maybe we should help him pass out the camera so he's not like gassed.
I love Taz. Taz is like, do not give me one of those. I don't want it.
Yes. when Christian said, I'm not doing the 5-minute pose, he's like, good for you, Christian. Way to stick to your guns. Yeah. I love this. Heel Taz has really, like, since he's been back in commentary, has really gone full force. I'm really, really enjoying heel Taz. Every time like Callis comes in, he's like, that's my buddy. What's up? It's so good.
So good. And then they go for the 5-second pose, and then the dogs come out and beat him up, attack him, and then they do the 5-second pose. I thought it was great. Yep. Honestly, man, me being me, I was ready for the Bucks to come out and be like, let's do the pose with you. I thought it was going to be some bullshit like that.
No, so I knew someone was attacking them. Like, you set that up. I thought it was going to be a good attack.
I still think the plan is obviously to run Bucks and them eventually. I don't know when. But,
you know what it probably is? The dogs are probably the interim until you set up them and Bucks in Canada.
Yeah. Because now we know there's a Redemption, a pay-per-view, a new one in July, taking place after Forbidden Door. So we have a long way to go.
Doesn't say so. You want that little. You don't want them off TV, so you need some kind of rivalry for now. Let that go for a couple of weeks, and then you start setting up the Bucks with them for Redemption.
Yeah, and the fire table was awesome. I mean, I
Oh
loved
God,
it. Even though it was more botched at World's End, I loved it at World's End. I loved it here.
yeah.
Who doesn't love a fire
No,
table?
it was so good. And when I saw
Amazing.
them doing it, I'm like, oh, they're not even. I'm like looking at them because I had like a shot directly, like facing that
Above.
side of the ring, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, Beth isn't even close to in front of the table. Totally fine. I don't care. Go through the table. Like I didn't even
Go
care
ahead.
that she wasn't gonna pull him. Don't even take the chance. Put him through the table. I'm fine with it.
It was great.
And
It
then
was
if
great.
you notice, his jacket actually caught on fire for a second. Then they had to put that out. That was awesome.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I was more worried for Cash because Cash, like,
Yeah.
I don't know how he
Face
had
first.
gotten certain burned on his leg.
Mm-hmm.
Great start to the pay per view. Way to do it. The crowd was super hot all night. Props to the crowd. Everybody was ranting and raving about how great they were. They
Yeah.
never tired. And this next match blew me away. And
was so
like,
good.
I expected it to be good, but I even said here last week on the show that I thought it was going to kind of be a level below, just to kind of save more for later. When they were showing, I don't know if you were in your seat yet and heard it, when they were showing the match graphics during the buy-in, and this graphic came up, this got the loudest pop out of every match.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew. I was like, that one's gonna fucking kill. If the crowd's this hot for it.
So
and, man, they were hot for Takeshita. It was nuts.
So this was the match where I told this kid, I was like, listen, you don't know anything about these two guys. I'm like, we have to watch this match. I was like, you're gonna like see some cool wrestling. I like, just pay attention. It'll be a lot of fun. He's like, okay. And he's like, but I'm hungry. I was like, we can eat after this match. Like, you gotta watch this match right now.
Stay with me.
Just please. So he was like, all right, can we go to the bathroom real quick? So we go to the bathroom. I'm like, hearing the match. So I'm like, all right, we gotta fucking hurry up. We get to our seats just in time. I'm like, all right, here we go. I mean, he was glued on the edge of his seat the entire time. He was like, that he can do that. He's like, I don't even know which one's a good guy or bad guy. And then he like finally figured it out by what they were wearing and stuff. And he's like, this is crazy. Like, it was so much fun watching him. The match was fantastic. Like, my favorite match of the night.
Yeah, it was great, man. The crowd was super into it, and it's funny because even though we made our predictions, we both picked Okada. We were both wrong with Okada, which is fine.
Totally fine.
I didn't even remember that the last time they fought, Okada beat Takeshita in the Continental Classic, and I feel like if I did remember that when I was making my picks, I might have gone with Takeshita because I would have been like, he's beaten him once already. This is match 2, not match 1.
Yeah, if I remember
totally
that, I definitely would have gone with you because I was already like on borderline with Takeshita. I was like, I think he's gonna win. And then when we started talking about the third match, I was like, you're right. Callis is. Then like we said on the show, I talked myself literally out of it on air. I was like, oh, Callis is gonna cost him, and then we'll do a rematch. Of course, blah 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 blah. You know, we both forgot.
Takeshita beats Okada. Amazing match.
So good.
So good. A lot of people were saying Okada's best match in AEW. It's probably in the top like 3 or 5. I don't know if I want to say it's his best because he had the matches with like Danielson and Omega and Ospreay and stuff early on Forbidden Doors.
You know what I'll say?
It was really good.
Storyline wise, his best match. Like his best match to cap off like a good story or continue a good story. Because I don't know, like those matches were more like quicker setup. This has been like a really long-term story that they told. So maybe in that sense,
more of a payoff for you emotionally. I get it. Yeah. And then post-match, Kyle Fletcher returning early from injury, did not need surgery on his, I believe on his neck it was. Or
I thought it was his knee.
Leg,
no, it was knee Achilles, something like that.
It was his knee. I think it was his neck whatever. Yeah. Either way.
The neck is what he kept him out last time,
Yeah. So did not need surgery, back early, 100% cleared, showed up, and some would say turned, some would say stuck to his guns and did, he's still a heel, but he took out Takeshita and he's sticking with the Callis family, did not turn babyface. But Takeshita's fully babyface, out of the Callis family now. Fletcher's full on heel now with Okada and everything. I loved it. They milked it so long.
Perfect.
And I kept saying to my brother, I was like, they're doing it. He's turning right now. He's doing it. They're not gonna not swerving us. Like, here it comes. And then he did it, and I popped big time. Awesome moment.
Yeah, the arm raise. I mean, that's classic wrestling. Like, that's the setup, and then I attack you for it. It was great. It was greatly done.
They milked it. They did the music, and then the hug, and then
they had the Callis family going like in the ramp. Like they were in the aisle already. Like they were walking away. They really made it look like, all right, we're about to go to the next match, and then bam, and the crowd exploded. Like good, like either boos or like chants, whatever. Everyone had a reaction, which was awesome.
They were booing it. Takeshi just sold it really well after. Props to him.
So what's even funnier about that was I was wearing the shirt we got in the crate, the Protostar shirt, because I was like, oh, maybe he comes back tonight. It's a nice shirt, whatever. So one of the person next to me, I pointed it out, and then the kid started asking me about the shirt, and I was like, "Oh, this guy is awesome. He's not, he's hurt. He's not wrestling tonight. Maybe he comes back soon, but he's gonna be really big. If you keep watching, you're gonna really like him." And then he showed up. He's like, "That's the guy on your shirt." He's like, "Oh my god!" And then he just started going crazy about it. It was just so fun. I'm like, "Oh man, the kids' reactions. I just love this shit. It's awesome." I need a kid.
Whoa,
that's
yo.
What? Not the show.
All right.
Not the show.
So, yeah, great match, great moment afterwards. So, again, we're off to a hot first hour of the pay-per-view.
Yes, sir.
This point. And then at this point, Danny decided to take the kid and
what did I just tell you? I talked about getting food the match before.
All wrestling fans do.
Ridiculous.
And teaching him young, getting up during the women's match.
Ridiculous.
Go away.
This is crazy.
So be it. Next up, we have Athena versus Mina.
He did this again later, and I was mad at him later, and it wasn't for the women's match, and we'll talk about that, but continue.
It was Athena versus Mina, first round, Owen Cup. Crowd was definitely cooling off here naturally. You had a hot first hour. They had to cool off a little bit, but they were not dead. You can honestly, even during the quietest parts of the night, there was always a buzz. The crowd was always murmuring. You felt them. They were watching. They were reacting when things happened, but the crowd knew when they kind of had to cool off a little bit. And this was unfortunately where that had happened.
I'm not gonna lie, I think they paced the pay-per-view well, where this match and the next match allowed people to kind of settle and not that they weren't into it, but just chill out, and then they went back into it, and I think they paced it really well with that.
Yeah, especially these two matches in particular that were next were the last matches added, very little build, little story behind them, so you can do this, and they still were good. Athena versus Mina was solid. Athena won. And now,
which we said,
which we said, and obviously we can talk about it here a little bit. But besides the wild card, I think Athena's the favorite to win it. What do you think of Athena winning? And do you have any thoughts on the wild card? I do, but I want to hear you first.
I thought Athena winning was great, and like we said, I think Mina winning would have been more interesting, but you have to have that solid person in this kind of tournament to kind of go through, and. I don't know about I really don't know. I've been racking my brain about it, and I can't. I don't know if it's someone returning or someone debuting. I don't think it's gonna be a debut, unless it's Nikki Cross. That might be a debut, but she just bought a company in Ireland, or in Belfast, so I don't know if they're gonna be coming anytime soon. You hope it's not Britt Baker. I don't think Britt Baker's coming back at all ever. So I don't know. Thunder Rosa maybe, but that'd be an interesting wild card.
Yeah, so obviously I think we'll know a lot more once we hear what's happening on Saturday with the TBS title, because I feel like you can't do a tournament. So I almost feel like it's going to be like a four-way.
Yeah.
Or a battle royal or something. And Keverlast hit the nail on the head. It's exactly what I was going to say. After that segment last night, I do have a feeling the wild card could be Jamie Hayter.
Why? Because Hayter said that no matter what happens, a bird's going to be on top or something like that?
Yep. And yeah, obviously we don't know what's going on with Mercedes. Who knows? I don't know when or if she's even going to show up for the All-In season at this point. I know we're 3 months away, but yeah,
there's been no murmurs with her. So it's been once she lost the last few belts, I was like, all right, then we'll start hearing something about her. But it's been very quiet. So
yeah, and the thing is now, I mean, Willow's off the board. Willow's off the board. Tony's off the board. So you got Athena, you got Stat. But, and Stat had that huge win last night against Sheeta.
What I will say also, though, is...
I just don't know. It could be Sheeta or Stat. They could put one of them in there. I don't think it's a returning, debuting...
Yeah, I don't think it's... I think it has to be just someone they had that they want to push. What I will say, and we're kind of going through it, is that they do have a deep women's roster. They're just not using it right, and it's very annoying. You just named all those names that are out, and I'm like, oh, man, those are big hits. And then I'm like, wait, but they still got this person, and they still got Rosa, and they still got this. And they still have more than enough talent to carry this division really well, right? And they're just not doing it. And I don't understand why.
And Tony got rightfully a lot of heat last night online over it because, besides the Ty J 2-minute squash, you didn't have a women's match on the show until the main event, a 3-hour show.
Yeah.
And so a lot of
The
fans
hell is
were
that?
pissy about that. It sucks. It does suck. I mean, big roster, just not a
And
lot
if
of time to do
anything,
it, but
because of this TBS title, you should be having women who are trying to be like, oh, I want a match so I can prove that I should be getting that belt or I should be a contender for that. But like, you should be using that into the storyline. Whatever.
Well, you
Moving
know what would
on.
be interesting? I mean, they're not going to do it because they're already doing the wild card match next week. I was going to say they could make it where whoever wins the TBS title gets the wild card spot. But if they're announcing what they're doing on Collision,
Yeah.
and then Dynamite's that, they're not going to do that.
Yeah.
So I digress. So Athena moves on. After that, then we have Moxley versus O'Reilly. Solid match. You know, nothing crazy, but it was good. It would have been nice if O'Reilly won, but I think after Hope and Cage and Takeshita both won, you kind of had a feeling the O'Reilly thing was not going to happen.
Yeah, I texted you right when Takeshita won. I was like, O'Reilly's not winning now. Like, you knew it. This is the only other time this entire night I was like, oh, shit, I lost the kid. I was like, he was...
You lost the kid?
Like, he was... Oh, imagine. He was falling asleep. Like, he was tired.
Yeah.
That whole rush of energy from the first hour started like... So I was like, all right, you got some food in you. Let's go. He's not allowed to drink caffeine, so he couldn't get, like, hyped up.
You got to get him ice cream.
He didn't want ice cream. I asked. I was trying to get him some sugar.
You got to give it to him.
That's I don't okay. I don't know if that's how you do it.
I'm just saying, if you want a kid, Danny, you got to learn.
Parenting advice with the SharpSHOOTers every Thursday night.
Free.
But so this was the match. I was like, oh man, like this is it. After this, he's gonna be like, all right, I'm tired. I want to go home. So thank God Ospreay and Joe were next because he knew Samoa Joe from WWE, and I was telling him about Will Ospreay in the car, how I think he's like the best wrestler right now, blah, blah, blah. So he, like, before the show, this is probably the match that he was the most interested in because he knew the most people technically. So thank God this was next. So that brought him right back into it.
So before we move on, I do just want to add one little thing that I did not notice when we were live because I liked the match. Match was great, but I noticed the next day when I went back and I kind of looked on Wikipedia that I found it very interesting that they did the no time limit stipulation and the match was under 20 minutes. Like, you feel like the point was to give it as much time as they needed.
Yeah.
And it's a nitpick thing. It really does not matter. But I just found it very interesting that they even added that.
Yeah, that was the whole point of the story. Is no
they
time
added the
limit.
stip just to still go under 20. But whatever. Still good.
All right.
Now, Ospreay versus Joe. Man, I love the match. Awesome stuff. It's exactly what I wanted and more.
Perfect.
Honestly, probably my match of the night. Just because I was looking forward to it so much.
For sure. And it delivered on every point.
They did everything.
At one point early in the match, and I laughed because I turned to the kid and I was like, they're wrong, and he's gonna do it later. At one point early in the match, Ospreay hit Joe with the cutter, like the springboard cutter, and someone was like, "Oh man,
right away!" Like,
oh,
right away.
maybe it was right away, yeah." And then someone was like, "Oh man, I wish Joe did his walk away," and I was like, "Too early." I was like, "You guys, calm down." I was like, it's gonna, and I literally went to him, I was like, it's gonna happen later. Watch, it's gonna be so funny. And then later on during the match, he goes for the outside suicide, and he just walks away, and the kids started cracking up. I was like, yes, let's go.
It was great, such a good match. I loved it. Ospreay won.
Yep.
Everyone kind of figured
That's what you needed.
So good, and it warmed my heart. Everything was so good about it. I loved all the spots. They did everything. I loved the tripping Joe, like the old TNA match. So that clip went viral if you saw that. Yeah, just awesome. And the road begins for Ospreay and Swerve. One quick note. Unfortunately, looks like Samoa Joe is leaving us again. He's taking a few months off.
Yeah.
Hollywood calls.
Is that what it is? It's Hollywood?
That's what he said.
Oh, I didn't hear him say the Hollywood part. I think I was so mad when he said I'm taking a few months off that I stopped listening. I was like, what the fuck? We just got you back. Like, you just added so much depth to this op story, and now you're going out. And I don't know if Hook can carry the story. Like, he still needs a little more work on the mic. He's still very monotone. I need him to show a little more different levels in his voice sometimes.
It's unfortunate because I don't think he said 3 months, but he said he's going to be gone for a while, and
he
he's
said
filming
a couple of months. I think
he said a couple of months. He's doing. I'm assuming it's Twisted Metal.
Twisted Metal 2. Did he already do Twisted Metal?
I think it's season 3 now.
Oh Jesus!
Someone can correct me, but I think it's 3. But yeah, so it's a bummer to lose him. I'm glad we got to see him. Selfishly, I'm glad we got this match in because Even Joe. I think Joe has been on the record saying next year he wants to potentially call it.
Yeah,
So
like
get it while you can, folks. So I'll take it. Great match. And yeah, I mean, I'm curious now because obviously Hook and Bones will have a power struggle. I hope they recruit more, but I know we may not get to it tonight. But when I did my all-in prediction card, at first I had the Ops and Joe written in as like someone to put in somewhere. Once Joe was like, "I'm taking time off," I took them off the board. I'm like, they're not even gonna make the card now. Maybe I'll be wrong. All right, next up, Swerve versus Bandito. This one blew me away.
Yeah,
wild stuff. Go. I know you want to say something, so go.
I knew it was going to be good. I didn't expect it to be as well as it was. It just started out really like I'm pretty sure Bandito attacked him first, right? Like while he was still, or did they? Was that? Am I mixing up?
No. The Bandito Swerve was calling him out and just kind of had like the paper. He was going for power. So Swerve just was in Bandito's like area.
Yeah.
So he didn't attack him. He
got the first shot.
He called him out because he wanted power, which would be the Ring of Honor title. But
no, I mean just the whole match by itself really surprised me how good it was. Like how much better it was than I thought it was going to be. The kid really liked Bandito because he likes, just like a kid masked wrestler, looks like a little superhero. So him like trying to put it together and being like, oh, what does Bandito mean? And it's like, okay, cool. So he's like Zorro almost. He's like he knows Zorro for some reason. I don't know why he knows Zorro.
You know Zorro?
I was just saying I don't know how he knew Zorro, but he's like, oh, kind of like Zorro. I was like, yeah, all right.
That IP been dead like 25 years.
Exactly how it's like a little Spaniard weirdo. Anyway, but yeah, no, the match was really good, and I think it set up perfectly now for Swerve and Brody. So it's just I'm liking how they're intertwining the story into the Owen Cup.
Yeah, and I gotta bring up some of those spots. I mean, the spot where Swerve stood on his shoulders and kicked him in the head.
Bro,
insane.
That was so cool.
When Swerve caught him off the 21 plex and hit him with the cop killer, awesome. The match was amazing. Really good, really blew me away. And like you mentioned, now we're gonna have Swerve and Brody, and also on the other side, it's gonna be Ospreay and Mark Davis, which is a rematch from a few weeks ago when Davis got the kind of count out win. So it's a nice, smart booking there. And just to kind of go back a little bit to the women, but find it funny how the whole first round of the men's is done, and we're only one match into the women.
Right? Like even if take out the wild card, why couldn't you do the other two matches? Like I don't understand.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when half your pool you book is injured currently. You need to wait weeks. But I digress. Anything else on Swerve and Bandito?
Not that I got right now.
All right. By the way, really quick, I mean, we're going to get to it with Stadium Stampede, but I find it interesting also that for a pay-per-view, besides Stadium Stampede, nobody really had like a pay-per-view like big entrance. Everyone was kind of just doing their thing, which is fine, but I found it interesting.
Yeah,
nobody had a special
I feel
thing.
like AEW doesn't do too many crazy like special entrances. They just do that usually for maybe their world title match and then something like Stadium Stampede.
They were doing some the last year or so, I know.
Were they?
They were, like, for like Paige and Stat and other people. They were getting some big ones.
Yeah, but weren't those for world title matches? That's what I'm saying.
Well, still, but they were still doing them there were still other people getting big entrances. But I'm just saying it's an observation. But either way, next up now we have the women's four-way. It was good. Not really much. I mean, again, at this point, I think after those two huge matches, again, unfortunately, the match was positioned in a little bit of a cool-off spot.
Especially because everyone knew the two matches left after this. Like everyone around me was like, all right, what's left? And everyone's like, Stadium Stampede and Darby. Like everyone's kind of like, all right, let's relax and get ready for those two.
But again, it was good. It was solid. I enjoyed watching it. Sheeta finally fully committed to this heel turn thing that she's been doing, her heel run, and took out Stat. Tekla won, which I kind of figured. Sometimes you can kind of tell when a wrestler like is wrestling like they know they're not winning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, not even when they come out, just when they're fighting. Like, for Statlander, I was like, okay, if Stat was going to be winning this in her hometown, I feel she'd be a little more fired up.
Yeah, she'd be a little more intense with it. She seemed very going through the motions, not in a bad way, but, like, making sure she just hits the spots and stuff. I agree.
And again, the match was good, but I could tell based on how everyone was kind of moving. I was like, maybe Hater with the gear, because the gear was kind of neat, but I figured Tekla was going to retain. So, Tekla retains. Awesome stuff. I didn't really have anything else there. Did you?
No. honestly probably my least favorite match of the night, and not that it was a bad match, just of everything else wasn't into this one the least.
I think people were just at that point with the crowd just pacing. And now Stadium Stampede, Danny. So I think the first thing I want to say is, I guess up until the match started, I kind of forgot the difference between what Stadium Stampede was versus Anarchy in the Arena. You always kind of just assume they're the same thing, but Stadium Stampede was always notoriously more silly and gimmicky, whereas Anarchy in the Arenas were always more violent and bloody and edgy, and those were the ones that had the music playing. So I was surprised. I was like, oh, they didn't do any music. But then I think my brother or someone said, well, they didn't really do that in Stadium Stampede, which is true.
That's fair.
So it took me a bit to kind of ease into that, because I was a little bit relieved because we didn't have to hear the Bucks music or Jungle Bitch or any of the other people. No Hurt Syndicate. You know what? I was happy for Jericho.
The Babyface's intro was hilarious. I really enjoyed that whole video. Kenny, obviously, I mean, the whole crowd was cracking up. Kenny really got everyone. That was just a really well done video for them.
Mm-hmm. And I was really happy for Jericho, because depending on crowds, they're not really singing Judas or singing Metalingus the whole way through. And that New York crowd, man, they sang Cope's theme the whole way through. They didn't falter. They sang Judas the whole way through. It felt like 2021 again. Yeah, it felt awesome to have a crowd be that into singing Judas, and it didn't happen on Dynamite. So I feel like that was just a one-off because New York. But
well, that's they were in Philly. Philly sucks.
Well, either way. What were your thoughts on Stadium Stampede? I'll let you I know you got up. You tried to follow stuff.
Yeah, the kid really wanted to. I knew it wasn't going to work out, but I couldn't tell him no. And plus, once they left the arena part, I was like, all right, it doesn't hurt. It's going to be hard to keep up with it anyway. So let's see if we could just try to catch him. So
you lost the kid?
Imagine. So we tried to just do we didn't go crazy. Some people were running,
I could tell,
sprinting, bro. It was crazy. Jade Fellow says, wild thing is there were 0 pre-tape moments in that match, probably because they had to change everything at the last second because of the New York State Commission. Even if they did have pre-tape stuff, they probably couldn't use it because it wouldn't have made sense.
Because they probably found out that afternoon.
I think I read somewhere they found out 3 or 2 hours before or something like that.
I mean, before the pay-per-view started,
not before the match, before the pay-per-view started.
Well, that sounds about right for the Athletic Commission.
Yeah.
Based on stories I've heard.
So besides that part where I was like, all right, once I gave it two earnest tries, I was like, let's just go back to the seats. They'll be back in the arena soon. So we got back in time for them to literally start coming down the ramp. And I was like, perfect timing. Let's just see what happens. I thought the match was a lot of fun. It was literally exactly what I expected it to be. It wasn't anything that I was like, oh man, it's going to be the most serious match in the world. I was like, I just want it to be entertaining, funny spots. The only thing that I found hilarious that it didn't work out the way they wanted to, I think, was the backstage spot with Jericho and the tennis balls. I think he was trying to actually hit it, and once he realized he wasn't getting good shots, he just started throwing them at him because he didn't know how else to get it to him. I thought that was hilarious. But
what I was waiting for was when he was going for the pin on him. I was waiting for the machine to keep going and hit Jericho after all that. They all miss Ricochet. Jericho goes for the pin. Bam, right in the fucking head. That would have been amazing.
The craziest thing, and then we found out later, and I think you told me, was that Mark Davis injury. That was legit. I thought he stabbed an eye out or something because they had him all wrapped up and blood was still pouring out from his face. So I thought it was that vacuum spot where Jungle Boy hit him with the dust cleaner or whatever, but I think you pointed out, and then I saw it last night when they showed the replays, it was the backstage spot with the table where he was bent over and then someone put Andrade through the table.
It was a drop toe hold or something.
And then he just got messed up from that. That's crazy. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, he wrestled though. He seemed fine. So I guess maybe it was a scare.
So if you saw him last night, it looks like the cut was right here. Right next to his eye. So I think it's one of those things I've had that happen where it's not that the cut was bad or deep, but with the sweat and where it was, the blood was just pouring out. So they had to stop the blood because of the New York State Commission.
I was going to say,
they had to stop that from looking.
Freaked out. Just make him a monster.
Yeah, which worked out great because it literally made him look like a monster throughout the rest of the match. So that was perfect.
Yeah, I will say overall,
also, Jungle Boy attempted murder, which got
reported
crazy.
On various apps. They reported a crash outside the arena on, I forget what Citizen app, is that what it's called? And police had to show up.
That was like New World Order in WCW in Florida, where they called the cops on that.
Yep. Yeah, there was a bunch of other stuff. You had Satnam Singh, you had Luther showing up, you had Tommy Invincible, his independent wrestler who's pretty over right now. I knew him, but like crowd pop, so it worked, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a ton of other spots. Yeah.
Disclosure.
Overall, the match was fun. It was fine. I think for me, not because of the people involved, I do think this was my most disappointing match.
Oh.
Only because I was expecting the blood and the singing and the music, and
That's
it wasn't
fair.
until like the match started I was like, oh wait, this is not that match at all.
That's
so I was really waiting for something different. It was fine. It was good. I didn't hate it by any means, but it was definitely my biggest disappointment of the night.
Oh, totally.
And also because it was 30 minutes. It was long.
Now, out of curiosity, because I was gone for like 10 minutes of it, when they all left the arena, was it easy to keep track, or was it just whatever they were showing?
Not really. It was whatever they were showing. They weren't showing a lot. There were a lot of spots that we didn't even see. I think Jay even said there was an escalator a bit that they did with the Bucks and Finley that we didn't even see. There was another spot with Andrade and Omega that happened we didn't see. There's another spot with the Bucks and like mustard and ketchup we didn't see.
Yeah,
There's
see, that's
lot
the only
that we
problem with
missed.
those kind of things, that like when you're live, it's so hard to watch that.
Yeah, and there was always somebody in the ring doing something, but like there was never a moment where everyone was just gone. But overall, it was fine. It was a fun match, but yeah, overall, I was ready to move on.
All right.
And then the main event.
Oh my God, the main event, bro.
Oh, hold on. Actually,
we gotta talk about Foley first.
Yeah, pause real quick. Stadium Stampede, though, they kind of rectified it on Dynamite, but I found it very odd that they had Ricochet not be the one to get pinned by Jericho after everything, but then I guess they wanted it to be Jericho getting the win finally one-on-one.
Yes.
So
also
they fixed it on Dynamite, but if they didn't do that on Dynamite, I was like, what the fuck? Like I thought we were done here.
But also typically with those 7-on-7 matches, especially when it's not like a stable versus a stable, that's not like your end of the feud match. Because,
yeah, but that was the main focus of the match, those two. So it worked. It did. They fixed it. It worked out in the end. So it was just me being nitpicky. And also, I'm excited for Ciampa and Jericho.
Bro, that's gonna be so good. I love that that's his next opponent, like his next rivalry. I think that's really good.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Ciampa,
fun. It's good for Ciampa to get into something different.
Yep.
Besides Briscoe.
Yep.
And it's good for Jericho to get into something different besides Ricochet. So I'm excited for the program.
And we've been saying since Ciampa signed with AEW, man, they've really pushed him very well. And this is just another, like, what a great program for him. Like, regardless of how you feel about Jericho, that's still like the main event guy in AEW that you're putting him on the level of, and that's awesome for Ciampa.
Big deal. So now Darby MJF. On the buy-in, we did have Mick Foley. Welcome, Mick Foley. He is All Elite AEW. And we had a segment end the buy-in, which was I really loved it. I thought it was it was hard to hear it, but either way, the crowd knew what was going on for the most part. They reacted. Foley. You walk it through. You break it down for us.
Foley. Well, which one? The before the match?
Well, the stuff that happened on the buy-in, Foley and Darby and MJF coming out and then Darby coming out to save Foley.
So Foley comes out and is introduced by Renee, which is awesome. The whole crowd popped for Foley. The kid didn't know who Foley was at first, and then when I told him Mankind, he's like, "Oh!" And then he started going crazy for him. So that was like cool.
Hometown boy.
And then they're just doing the whole typical, like, I'm glad to be here. I couldn't hear a lot of that first part because Foley wasn't Foley and Renee are very soft-spoken, unfortunately. So, like, with the way the stadium was, because even though they put the roof on, there were still openings in the stadium. So if you didn't talk loud, it didn't really echo correctly coming back. So you were having a little trouble hearing Foley at first, especially, like, some of the crowd, you could hear them chanting. And then MJF came out, and he knows how to talk into the mic, so you heard every word MJF said, and it was great.
I'll be honest, I didn't really blame Foley there. I think the sound levels were what they were for the buy-in, them talking low to the crowd. They weren't yelling, they were talking to the audience at home. So I think that was by design. I think we were just not meant to really be able to hear it as well. That's all. But you're right. Once MJF came out, I was able to hear Foley fine when he was talking to Darby after the low blow.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I think that's because he started talking, because he was like angrier, so he started talking with more like bass in his voice. So like after MJF came out, the whole segment I heard every single word. It was great. So yeah, MJF comes out, does his usual running down New York, running down Foley. Like at one point he's like, "You guys booed me," and then like just goes into it, which is just great. Then kicks Foley in the nuts.
And the ding ding.
So
Darby comes out, which is great. I thought they were really just going to have MJF do that and that's it. But Darby comes out, and it was a great temperature test to get the crowd against MJF and cheer for Darby.
And it worked out perfect.
As you know, and our viewers know, that was my biggest concern when Darby won the belt. I was like, don't do all this just to have Darby get booed and look like an idiot in Queens.
Yeah.
And even though they gave the belt back to MJF, the crowd held true.
Yeah.
There were some people chanting MJF, but they weren't booing Darby. And that's fine. That's really all I wanted. Like, just cheer your babyface and boo your
exactly. And I will say in the buy-in that they made me buy into fucking Darby winning because the whole Foley, the whole speech he gave him, win it for the freaks, win it for the weirdos. I was like, bro. And I texted Juice. I was like, this is it. Like this is gonna be awesome. Like they're not gonna do this for nothing. That's great. We get to the match. And the match was awesome for a regular match, not a no DQ, not a false count anywhere, anything like that. The spots that they pulled off were great. We all were waiting for, and it was funny because during Stadium Stampede, people were like, they're really not going to use the scaffolding. Like that's so weird. Like why wouldn't you use the scaffolding? And one person behind me said Darby, and I was like, oh, duh. Like of course you're going to say that for Darby. And sure enough, during the Darby match, he just sees that scaffolding, he puts him on that. I guess what was supposed to be the barbershop table, which is very weird, a long ass table for one clipper, but puts him on the table, looks at the scaffold, goes up, does the Cactus Jack bang bang, and he looked crazy when he did it, which is so like if you were watching at home and you saw his face when he did the bang bang, I was like, yes, this is it. Like he's
channeling Foley.
It was so good. Does the death drop? Unfortunately, gets his head. I don't know if you noticed that. Gashed his head on the back of that, so blood started coming out there. It wasn't too crazy. Very Ric Flair-esque because of the blonde hair. And then, so we all think he's about to win, man. And then he gets him back into the ring, and just a couple minutes later, we get a tombstone pile driver from MJF onto Darby from the second turnbuckle, and then a headlock takeover for the pin. And I mean, some people cheered, but a lot more the crowd was like shocked and deflated. Like I was surprised. I thought more people were gonna cheer for the win, and when he won, everyone was like, what the hell is?
Dude, I was legit sad.
Like, I couldn't believe it.
I was legit bummed out. I was like, damn. Like I wasn't mad. Like it was what I was supposed to feel. Like I wanted him to win, and he didn't, and it got me. Yeah. It bummed me out, man. And like I already said, the crowd, I'm glad the crowd was how they were for it. They played their role perfectly. But I really appreciated more than anything, and I think what made me more sad than mad was MJF actually just beat him. Like if they pulled the same shit where Bryce takes a bump, he takes out the diamond ring, he hits him with the diamond ring, he wins again, stuffs it down his tights, I would have been like, the fucking hell, we're doing the same bullshit. Like, that would have pissed me off. I didn't even think about it until after the fact. I'm like, you know what? He actually beat him.
He beat him.
Like, so,
and again, it was a testament to Darby is tired. When you have...
Darby's body got in the way. Yeah. He lost himself.
When you test yourself and you go, 100 miles an hour, eventually you're going to crash when you don't put on the brakes, and that's what happened. And it was such a good... So, like, when I explained that to the kid, he's like, he's wrestling again? It's like, yeah, he just wrestled last week. He's like... How many times does he defend the belt? He's like, wait, because he's used to WWE where it's like once a month. And I was like, man,
Roman Reigns bullshit.
Yeah.
So now, post-match, here we go. We have a structure job.
So post-match, full disclosure, did not watch it myself because once Darby lost, that kid's eyes were closing. So I was like, I got to get him home. It's 1 a.m. His dad's already texting me. Or it's midnight, sorry. His dad's already texting me. I got to get the hell out of this stadium right now before this whole crowd prevents me from going. So I
lost the kid?
I lost the kid. So I missed the whole post-match, but I saw it when I got home.
Yeah, so, stretcher job. They're wheeling out Darby. MJF comes out, stands on top of him, puts his foot on him on the stretcher, holds the belt up, all that stuff.
Which is such a fucking good spot. What a dick! Like that's such a funny spot.
Yeah, well, I think he did the same thing when he did the same thing when he beat Paige.
Sorry, can I say really quick? Because it happened 2 other times earlier in the night, and he was so confused. Like when they put the foot on for a pin, the kid was like, "You can pin someone like that?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's meant to like piss him off as long as both shoulders are on the mat." He's like, "What a jerk!" Like I was like, "Exactly, that's the point."
You get it. Yeah. So Kevin Knight comes out, runs off MJF, and MJF runs off. Kevin Knight staring him down while he's on the second rope. Darby's being wheeled out, and it was such a great moment because you hear it if you watch the clip back and you listen. There's a moment before he even jumps. You can hear the crowd's realization, and then the boo while he's in the air. It's like a second hit after. It's so good because the crowd's like, "No, he's gonna fucking do it," and then he does it, and then they boo.
What was crazy was that the stretcher just stayed up too. Like you could tell that wasn't supposed to happen, so he had to like push it over. Obviously, great improv, but that was like that was crazy that he hit it so perfectly that the stretcher was like, "All right, I'm saying it still." Like I'm just saying where it is.
Yeah, and so he's officially healed now. I mean, I thought it was going to kind of be against Bailey, but I said they were going to turn him heel eventually, and Swerve kind of was the catalyst to get that going.
This is perfect.
Then he did the promo with Darby last week, which again, one of those things where it's like we hear it, but we're not listening. And like Tony, like that's where the booking is so good versus like WWE, where you just hear that and you don't even think twice. And it's like they told us right there. We didn't even notice.
Most had zero idea he was turning until the last second, which was great. Again,
that's exactly it. Because at that point, you're end of the night, you don't think it's happening against Darby.
So then last night comes out, he opens the show, which is perfect. That's what you need to do after what he did. You need to have that heel open. Bailey comes out with this terrible suit. I
disagree.
Terrible suit. Awful.
Looked amazing.
Suit. But Bailey comes out, and I love that. That's who needed to face him next, because it wasn't going to be Darby, because now Darby needs the rest or whatever. So it has to be the best friend. It has to be your conscious. That's who you have to get rid of next. I love the storytelling there. Obviously, they're not waiting for redemption, I don't think. So I think actually, maybe it blows off at redemption, because this can be a big build if they do matches here and there. I don't know. Redemption also sounds like a really good pay-per-view for this to happen at, so I don't know.
Well, they're doing it on Wednesday. TNT title on the line. Who knows? Maybe Knight writes off Bailey for a little bit, because I don't imagine Bailey's going to beat Knight after all this.
That would be crazy. That would kill his momentum. Kill it. Yeah. And then MJF on the other side now. MJF has 2 challengers. He has Roosh and Mark Briscoe, which I really like that they're putting Mark Briscoe in the title scene. They're giving him something different
after their feud during the fall. It makes sense.
And they're not repeating the MJF like first title run that he just recently had. They're giving him different challengers and now rinsing and repeating the same challengers. Mark Briscoe wasn't one of the challengers his last run, so like let's do it. That's gonna be fun.
I'm glad. I don't like Roosh, but I'm glad they at least touched on the Roosh thing. I really thought they were just going to have him. I thought they were just going to have him do the 4-way, and that was it, and not even bring up that he made a challenge.
Yeah,
and I was like, that's fucking stupid. But
no,
they did it.
Have Roosh out of the way.
I
love learning about penguins during Briscoe's promo, bro. Briscoe's promo was cracking me up, and when even MJF's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
That's classic Mark Briscoe.
Yeah, you're not a tropical penguin, bro. You're not walking through the desert.
Yeah, been doing that for 25 years. That's how he rolls. Yeah, so everything's rolling, man. We're in Forbidden Door season now, so we're going to start getting some people showing up from CMLL, New Japan, other companies. And then after that, Redemption, and then after that, All In. So we have 3 months to go until the big pay-per-view. Obviously, with time, I think at this point, we'll save next week.
Yeah, it's 8:10.
We'll save next week for the fantasy booking of the All In card. Plus, since Danny didn't really know we were doing it, it gives him a little time to actually think about it.
I could have just come up with this stuff on the spot. It's fine.
Yeah, but still, I don't want to be just name matches.
No, I know. Okay. Well, that's how it always comes out anyway. We say that every time, and even when I think about it, we talk about it, and then your match is like, no, that makes more sense. Like, you're the booker, and then I do the results.
Well, I want it to be collaborative, so you know what? Maybe I'll throw my book out the door, and I'll say, you know what, Danny, you come up with it.
Oh, my God, what would I do? I wouldn't know what to do in that scenario.
Danny books AEW, I book WWE. No, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, you wouldn't put yourself through that.
I'm not doing that. But all right, yeah. I mean, I love the show. Great time.
So much fun. Thank you everyone for showing up.
Yeah, great time at the meet and greet. Thank you, Brody King. Awesome seeing you.
That was so cool seeing Brody King.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Those are just a few of the people you can meet if you attend future Sharpshooter meet and greets. And by the way, I didn't have time to say it last week on the show, but spoiler alert for everybody watching and did care, I did not get approved for media credentials for Double or Nothing. So maybe next time.
All right, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys next week, same time, same place. Peace out, everybody.
A-Town down.
Son of a bitch.